I think we will start the live demo, which will be presented by Chris Dewell, one of the application managers of KBC Reach. The screens that you see now are still of a demo version, so these are not the final KBC screens of the application, but at least all the content will be more or less the same as you are shown today. Okay, Chris, I will leave the presentation now for you.
Okay, so everyone, welcome to the demo, the live demo of the KBC Reach application. When a customer is logging into the application, the first thing that he will get is a kind of welcome screen the first time that he's logging into the application. On this screen, you have a small explanation about what the icons means in the application, and also some general information regarding to the process of assistance, which can be flagged on or flagged off. If a customer does not want to see that screen anymore the first time that he's logging in, he can flag it on and then click on continue. Once that is done, it's coming on the landing page, the welcome page of the application. And on that specific screen, we have, as you can see, 3 parts. And to be honest, 4 parts. On the landing page, alerts. If there are alerts, it will be mentioned here. There are messages which can be sent from the bank to a specific customer. We have also an overview of the balances for the accounts which are stored under the contract, and balance based on account statements. This is based upon the MT940s, and this one on intraday as explained or displayed here. On the left side, you have also a kind of summarization where you can see in our contract at this moment we have 7 payments with the due date. There's 1 incomplete payment. There are still 11 payments which needs an authorization, 3 rejected payments, and 4 administrative modifications which are pending for authorization. Similar to WISE is KBC Reach built up in several modules. We have the cash management, payments, order, administration, personalization, and information module. I will run through all module one by one, and I will start first of all with cash management. In cash management, you have 3 big blocks. You have everything regarding to the view of cash management information, which means the balances. This means MT940. The account statements where you have an overview of all MT940s. The intraday reports, this means MT942. You can browse through all transactions, and we have all kind of bank reports available. So first of all, in balances, you will have the overview for all accounts which are stored under your contracts. And you can see, for example, here for this one, Belgian account. If I click on it, it will be drilled down to the more detailed explanation about that account with the account balances over the several days that that statement was having. This example, it seems that every balance was stored to 0, so I don't have any further details to display. If I click on it, you see here a debit and a credit for the same amount. So in fact it was 0 as displayed in the previous screen. I click on close. For every screen that you will get in KBC Reach, you will see on top of it several icons like a floppy disk icon and a print icon. For the print icon, it's less or more quite easy to understand. If you click on it, a PDF document will be created, and will be displayed to the customer. That now you will see the Adobe document as well. Is that the case?
No, it's not the case, Chris.
It's not the case. Okay. Well, I will send you some examples
continue,
later on by email. I will not block this demo by the fact that I cannot show it. So for every screen, you can make a PDF document of what you see on your screen. You will also be able to save the information. And with saving, I mean then that a kind of top delimited or semicolon separated file will be generated with the information that is displayed on the screen. This is also for the case for payments. If you create a payment or you have created a payment and you want to extract it, it's always possible to save that information to a file. So, okay, let's continue. So now we are coming back in the overview of our balances. We also have a breadcrumb here above where you can see where you are located in the application. So if I click on cash management, I will come to here, and then I can click on account statements. This is something different. There you will see the overview. In this example, we only have stored a few MT940 messages. You have statement number 170. I will now pick up a German, for example. And here you will get the other thing where all movements for the account are displayed. Yeah. So with a filter on it, all transactions. In this case, we are not able to drill down this drop-down box, but you will see in other overview screens where you have a kind of grid, you will be also able to filter upon some predefined formats. Also, ordering on grids is possible. So by simple click on a field, you can just change the information, or when you are looking for specific information in an MT940 message or whatever in another grid, you can click on a filter button where you say, for example, I was looking to something from Roland. I fill it in, click on apply, and the application will filter out the information. Quite easy. So, and the only thing that you now see is that the information is filtered based upon the fact that there is a filter icon available. If I want to remove it, I just clean it up, click on apply, and every statement is again displayed. As you can see, there are quite a lot of transactions in this statement, and the application is running quite smoothly through every statement without any delay. I click on close. I continue with the next thing. Intraday reports. Today I don't have any intraday message available, but in fact the screens are quite similar to the MT940, so to the account statements. It will just give you an overview of what the movements are today on the account. On transaction level, you will have all movements which are stored in the database, and that is based upon the MT940 messages. So also here you see that the application is running very smoothly through all kind of information. Also here I will come back to the header block of those grids. You will see on the left side you have an icon with some configuration wheels on it, and that is a nice topic. In that way you can configure the layout of this thing. So if I say, for example, I want to add the BIC of the account to the grid, I can just click and drop it. When I close it, the BIC is available. Or when I say, for example, the counterparty field, well, I don't want to see it, I can click it back. In that moment, counterparty will also be displayed. You can save those things to your own kind of, let's say, predefined format, in that way that the next time that you are logging into the application, that the grid is displayed on the way that you want to see it. Then you can click on Save this view. You give it a name, My View, for example. Save. And then you will see the view is set to My View. You can click on the wheel again, and then you can say My View set as default. So here, set as default. I save it. And the next time that I log in into the application and I go to transactions, then the application will pick up this profile, My View, and I will see the things like I want to see it. If another colleague of the company is logging in with his account, he will not see My View. We will see his own view. Okay? Clear for everyone? We have also the view of the aggregated transactions. When we click on the total amounts, then it will calculate it. Let's see you the movements based upon a day. So you have the debit amount and the credit amount for that specific account for that day. For the 6th, same thing, and so on. Okay? No questions? Transaction types, you will have the same view, but the only thing is here you have an additional column, transaction type, where you can also filter upon those 4-digit codes of SWIFT to filter on the transactions based upon the type. Okay. View liquidity information. I don't know if this module will be displayed finally when we are going live. So I will not go further into detail to this module, and I will skip it and go further to payments. Payments, also 3 different parts. You have everything related to viewing of the payments, and payments in that term we means as well the credit transfers as the direct debit. There in WISE there was 2 separate modules. You had payments and you had collections. So everything related to payments of WISE will be replaced in KBC Reach by credit transfers, and the ones of collections by direct debits. Let's first of all create a payment, create transfer. I can select my remitter account. I pick up a Belgian one. For the beneficiary account, I will make it easy. I will create an intercompany payment. Those accounts are defined in the addressee book as intercompanies, and therefore they were also mentioned as intercompany. I select an account. I can fill in the priority if it's a normal or an urgent one. So standard normal, we leave it. Booking type, if you want to make a single one, so a one-on-one payment, you can select nothing. Either you leave it on no value selected, then it will be a one-by-one. If you want to create a multiple one, so the one on end payments in WISE, you can click on batch booking in account statement, and then you will be able to create several payments from the same ordering account, and that will be debited from your remitter account as one global debit. So let's leave it here in no value selected. I fill in the amount, I continue, and then like in WISE you had the guidance logic, but now it's already passed, and it said further payment details. KBC Reach has detected that based upon the remitter account and the beneficiary account and the currency, that this one is a SEPA credit transfer. So the payment type has been completed. We can fill in some fields, reference fields, payment reference and receiver references. You can leave it empty because there's no red asterisks. Fields with red asterisks means that those fields are mandatory. So I will continue here with the communication, the free communication, my KBC reach transaction. And then I have several options. Either I can directly authorize this transaction, or I can save it and then you can authorize it later on. Or if you are making, or if you have to make some payments based upon a list, then you have to repeat the same action again. You can click on more actions and then you can save and next. So then the screen will be saved and the next payment can be directly filled in without that you have to say, I want to create a new payment. You can also save it as incomplete, and this means then you have made already your payment, but you are not sure that everything has been completed and you want to do it later on because you have to leave urgently. Then you can save it as incomplete and it will be stored as an incomplete payment. Or you can save it as a template for reuse later on with the same remitter account and the same beneficiary account. So in this example, I will click on Save. The application is coming back to the latest screen where I was looking at. So before I created the payment, I was still standing in aggregated transactions, so it's returning back to that screen. If you want to see your open payment, you can go to Payments, Open Payments, and there you will see an overview of all transactions which are standing open. In this example, I had already a predefined format, my open payments, which means I will only see those payments which I have created today and which were created by myself. Therefore, you only see one payment. If I click on all payments, for example, you will see there are still quite a lot of other payments available in this demo, under this demo contract. So go back, my view. If I want to authorize my payments, this one, for example, I click it on, click on authorize. It will be verified against to the power of attorney if I am allowed to do it, then it will accept it. So I complete my password in this case. I click on authorize. And it says payment SCT A059 is fully authorized and will be transferred. Quite immediately will the application then leave the KBC Reach servers and it will be delivered to the backend of KBC. As you can see, the payment has been gone here. If I want to see the status of the payment, then I can still go to transmitted payments, and there you see sent to bank today 10 hours 26. That was my example of my manual created payment. For file upload, same thing. You have payments, import payment file. I will show you the upload of an SCT file with 100 transactions in it, just to show you how performant the system is working. We have three different options for a file import. You can import the file as batch. This means that the system will integrate the file on the same way that you have delivered the file to KBC Reach, which means one file, you cannot change anything on it. It's just the content of the file that has been uploaded. So I will do this as example. I select the format. It's a SEPA SCT file. I click on Browse. Then demo. Where have I stored it? It's on the C. Here. Okay. I have credit transfers. I pick on this one. I click on Import. System is loading. And there is uploaded successfully. I didn't get any error message, So if I go back to the open payments, you will see that normally it should be there. Why is it not available? Maybe for reason that I did something wrong with the execution date. I assume that that would be the case. That's strange. I don't know what happened here. I will pick up another one. I don't know what happened. That was not good example. Sorry for that. Let's give it a try with Series 51, for example. That's a small file. Series 51. I click on import. There's an error. So in this file I placed an error just to show you how the error handling is going. Let's give it a new try. Payments, import payment file. I will batch. I will still again give it a new try with an SCT payment. Browse. SCT version 1. It's only one transaction in it. Import. There is SCT. So here, this one was successfully. So if I go to the overview of that file, you will see there was only one transaction in it, 12 €26, with the details of the transaction, the amount, and beneficiary account.
Do you have any idea already of the performance of bigger files?
Yeah, we did it during the tests of phase 1. So for a file with 4 or 5,000 transactions in it, it was a question of let's say 10 or 20 seconds that the system was busy with it. So it's really going fast. Unfortunately, I was not able to show it you today. I don't know what was happening, but the thing of those 100 transactions, for example, that was, yeah, question of a few seconds, and it was in. So it's really going fast in comparison with Wise. Yeah, we are very happy with that kind of behavior. So here as well, you have the file, you can authorize it, or you can just leave it for later on for use. Periodic payments. During the previous demo of the branches meeting, there was a question if it was possible to create periodic payments, so recurrent payments. And yes, it is. There's an option, periodic payments. If I click on that, you can create either a periodic credit payment or you can either create a periodic debit. So as well for payments as for collections, there's a possibility to create it. So here, similar screen. My periodic payments. You can fill in frequency, daily, weekly, bi-weekly, and so on. Several options are available. If I say monthly, creation of payment, the 14th. I select a remitter account. Doesn't matter what. For example, I feel completed something else. The amount. And here, same thing. He has detected that it's a cross-border payment, so he has translated it to an internal credit transfer, B Series 51. Recurring payments. And save. That easy. So now it has been created. I can authorize it, and then and this is different from what we were used to have in Wise. If I authorize this payment, on the moment that the payment has been authorized, he will authorize the payment only for one transaction. This means that next month, when the next creation date will comes on, the system will create a new payment, and you have to authorize that new payment again. So in Wise, you had only to sign your standing order once, and the system was transferring every month the payment automatically to KBC backend. In this system, you have to sign it once by once again that the next creation date is popping up. That's very important to know that this kind of behavior is different with what a customer was used to have within Wise. Direct debits for collections. In fact, it's quite similar, same screen than you see in the credit transfer. So here, same thing. You have your remitter account. You have to select the debtor account. You can select as both on debtor name as on account number. This example, it's for me easier to just select, for example, an account number. Same thing here, booking type, no value. You can batch booking or single booking. Complete the amount, and then the rest of the screen appears. So you can fill in the SEPA scheme, that it's a business or a core 1 or a core. Product is SDD. We can complete the other fields also. The remitter info, my debits, mandate reference. I fill in the date of signature, so you have the red side for excuse me. For every date field, you will also see that at the right side of that field you have a calendar icon. When you click on it, you will see that you are able to select the available dates for this thing. This means that for a date of signature of a mandate, it cannot be a date in the future, and therefore all dates in the future are disabled. Just an example, so I will select the 4th of October. Okay, and then normally I should be able to save it, but it's still not dark blue, so this means that I forgot to complete a field which must be defined as mandatory. Let's check it out where it should be. SEPA, business standards, 1 of 1. I don't see it.
You're missing the creditor ID.
The creditor ID?
Yep.
Yeah. But where should I fill it in? Ah, here. Yeah, correct. Yeah. I think that is not validating that creditor ID, so I can fill in what I want. Okay, thanks for that help. When I click on save, he's validating it against some rule, so here he's telling that it's not correct. I don't have any creditor ID in my mind, so maybe I can just pick it up from an example file, and then we can complete it. Just 2 seconds. Here I have one. Normally,
Chris, I can give you one.
you can give me one.
Yeah.
I was just okay. You go on. RR.
FR, sorry.
FR. Yeah.
Foxtrot Romeo 68.
68.
ZZZ 568
568
758.
758. Okay. He's accepting it. So I click on save. Now here, invalid request date. Please enter date which is at least 1 working day in the future. Yeah, okay. The request date, it's correct for SDD. Also there is validating the date, so I have to do it in the future. I will put 2 days in front. Voila. And there he has created my direct debits. Same thing here. Open payments. So this is the thing about collections. Checks is also available. Import, we checked it. You have also the address book in the application where you can define all your beneficiaries. Yeah. If one company is having more than one account, and I misused maybe the thing in this demo contract, but it was for my own help. I created, for example, a company, bouwrekeningen, and every account that I'm using for my bouw was stored under bouw account, under bouwrekeningen. This means that if you have a beneficiary which is having different accounts, you can link all those accounts to the same name of that beneficiary. Can be useful. For me, it was at least an added value. Okay. Orders. This module will give the customer to send some binary files to the backend of KBC. Those binary files will be PDF documents. I cannot show you this functionality in this example, as in the delivery of phase 1 was not having the complete functionality of this feature. Phase 2, which is upcoming for the end of October, somewhere begin November, will have that functionality. Administration. If a customer has the possibility to make some changes either to the permission profiles. Permission profiles, that's the same thing as we know in WISE for putting the rights on users and the power of attorney. If a customer is having that right, of course there's a 4I principle. This means that when he's changing something either to those permission profiles or is setting up some new user, a second user should approve those changes, and those changes will be always be displayed under the administration module in administrative tasks and under the section modifications. So in this example, we see, for example, that a colleague has made some permission profiles which needs still 2 authorizations. There's nothing given yet, so at least 2 persons should authorize this change before it comes active. Master data. This is something where you can have an overview to the master data of the contract. Only those fields which should be editable are editable. For those where a customer has no access to it, he will not be able to do anything on it. So in fact, most of the things will just be for his information, and he will not be able to create or to modify something. Only 2 permission profiles for the initial, let's say, super users. Those users will have the possibility to set up and to create permission profiles. Configure customer objects. Here, same thing. Only for those users which are having the access, they will be able to make some changes to this thing. Those who are not having that right will even not see that option. And then configure payments and cash management. You have a conversion where you can say, if I want to make an extraction to a document, then this is the layout that I want to see that can be defined in this conversion module. But it's too detailed to just show it you during this demo. Personalization, most of the blocks will remain as they are here, with exception of the configure credentials. Once the security has been replaced by the connected card reader, will this option also disappear? So I will not go into it. You have some configure personal settings, general settings like the preferred date format and preferred time format can be changed. Normally it's browser based, but you never know if a user wants to see it in another way. You can just select this format and then every date will be displayed in that format. Also for the time, payment related settings like the default booking type. If you say, I always want to use the batch booking, then he can fill it in here as a batch booking. So the next time that he is creating a payment, it will always have default the value batch booking. I will leave it here as not specified. Cash management related settings, the reference currency, in our example it's euro, but it's free to the customer to select what he wants to see, so he can change it here. And in the CSV extraction files, you can also here define what the separator will be. In this case, it's defined as semicolon, but you can choose tab, you can choose blank, comma, colon, whatever you want. Preferred countries, same thing here. There are a lot of countries in the table of KBC Reach, and you can select here what your preferred countries are for which you want to work within KBC Reach. I have not assigned any country, and therefore if I create a payment and I want to select the country, it will show everything. If I say here I want to assign only Belgium and Netherlands, then scope of countries will be limited only to those which are assigned. Same for preferred currencies. If nothing is assigned, you can select everything. If you will assign someone's, then only those accounts, those currencies which are assigned will be linked to that specific user. Assistance, that's the thing that you have when you click on your icon here. That's assistance, and you can say which assistance you want to see and which not. So for authorize a payment, we have it active, but if you say I do not want to have it, you can just click it on, say deactive, and then the I button will not be displayed anymore. So I leave it on here. Next time that I want to see it, it's still available. Okay. Then last part, that's also not applicable for this thing. Configure alerting. Yeah, you have some alert setups which can be defined. This means that if an alert will be generated, it will show you how and on which topic the alert will be generated. You can say if an account statement received, then I want to have an alert. You can then select, for example, an account, and you can say I want it by email, or you can portal. That's an option that I haven't seen yet. I have to clear it out what it means, but email, if you fill in here your email once, then it will be sent to your email address, which is linked to the account. You can fill in the message of your email, and you will get it once an account statement is sent to KBC Reach. Okay. Alert channel setup, that's also something specific for administrators. And then the last module, information. There you can see your alerts, if there were alerts, messages, if there are messages. For example, here we had sent out a message with content, some text in it. You can read it. You can browse to the other messages if you want by making use of those VCR buttons, or you can just close it. And document mailbox, if some documents are sent to the contract of the customer, then he can consult those documents in this module via the document mailbox. That's in a nutshell what KBC Reach is doing. I'm quite sure that I maybe forgot something, but if you have some questions, maybe you can shoot them now, and I hope that I can give you the answer.
Chris, already thank you for this already quite extensive presentation. We only browsed through the most important functions, and it took us 3/4 of an hour. So already thank you for that. If there are questions, I would ask everybody please raise them now. It's always interesting to hear your question, or just if you just want to give comment. If you like it or you don't like it, just tell us. I have a question, Chris. This document box, is it also on the landing page, or can you put it on the landing page?
I don't think that it's available on the landing page. Let's just have a look. No, there is no option to put it here. This screen is quite static, so this means that we cannot change the content of those blocks. And seeing the fact that mailbox is not mentioned there, you will not have it.
Okay.
No.
Questions from anybody else or comments?
Is this the final version, or is there still changes to be made to this version?
Well, there are still some small changes to be made. Some payment formats will be added in phase 2. Also, the way of security will, the login security will change in phase 2, and some other enhancements will be implemented in phase 2. So, in fact, this is not the final version. And also, the layout will change.
And if this demo will be shared in the SharePoint, the viewers, will they have let's say, the possibility to make some suggestions about changes, or is that not the intention?
I would say it's not the intention to. You can always share your comments, but it will not be changed before the release.
Okay.
Unless for defects, of course, but
okay.
But there will not be made any changes to the content or to the presentation and so on. But of course, afterwards, maybe yes. That's not it's not that that you can review it and say, okay, the administration button, I want to have it to the left or instead of on the fifth place. That's not possible. No.
Okay, thanks.
Do you have any remarks that you want to change, Luc, or are you just asking it to?
No, I'm just asking it because we are going to put it on the SharePoint, and then there might be some reactions, and just to make sure that what we can expect of it.
Yeah.
Now, maybe Yves and also to Luc, it's Stefan Soor speaking. I guess that once the final delivery has been done, which is normally end of October and then ready to be used for us beginning of November, when we have the final layout where there are still small changes, we should certainly consider to redo a demo and put it on SharePoint, and that everyone has the, let's say, the final version of the application with all the information that is available.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. Other comments, questions, remarks?
Chris, will it be possible to store the mandate reference information in the address book?
Let's check
The debtor?
Let's check it. Payments address book. I will all addresses used as maybe as one of my colleagues chosen here for a debtor, then I can directly see if it has been filled in. Of course not. Clean it up. Then I will just.
I see one which is creator and debtor. Yeah.
Yeah, but,
Okay.
but in fact, all your beneficiaries are by default created as creditor and debtor. Yeah.
Okay.
So this has nothing to do with. I will just have a look which fields are possible and which not. So here I don't see national party ID, master data. That's where I was in account. If I click on that account, what else can I fill in? Bank, account owner, addressee, national party ID. No, I would say no. No.
Okay. Might have been easier for the customers, but
Maybe we should discuss this offline, because the question is a little bit strange to me. This mandate reference information, it's not a. Is it a fixed element?
for the
Over
debtor,
time?
yes.
Over time?
Now, usually you have a fixed mandate reference for each debtor.
Yeah, but over time, because you have beneficiaries, but the beneficiaries in the addressee list, or in the addressee list in general, this is a general addressee list, eh? So
Yes, but sorry, Stefan. It's a unique reference that is always used for the same collection, for the same counterparty. There can be more mandates for the same counterparty, but normally each mandate is defined by mandate reference, the date of the signature, the IBAN of the debtor, and and then the core or the B2B.
but the same account can also be used for other purposes, like credit transfers and so on.
Yes. And you can have, let's say, 10 mandates on the same debtor account also. If you have a mandate for each contract, let's say we have 10 lease contracts. For each lease contract we have another mandate, then it will always be the same debtor account.
No. So it's not one-to-one, but of
Well,
course
it's
it's
not a
in many
one-to-one,
cases, but not one-to-one. Yeah.
If
You
you
should
use
have a
that debtor
little-
account for different direct debits, then you should have multiple ones, eh?
Okay, I think good question. We can. Other questions?
Not from our side.
Okay. Nobody?
Okay, then I think we're going to end this presentation. Last time we also discussed that we should today talk about the pricing of the reporting, but since I hustled a little bit with the timing of this meeting, this information is not ready for today, so we'll take it up I think on the next meeting. I tried to move the meeting to Thursday, but then I understood that for several colleagues also Thursday is a problem, specifically for the Netherlands and also for the people